America still have Bobby Schwartz and Dennis Sakalas to represent them today in the pairs final, defending the title they won with Pennell and Schwartz last year. England have Kenny Carter and Peter Collins riding for them and trying to win back the crown that they held in 1980. They talked earlier to Mike Raymond.
With only a few hours away from the start of the World Pairs Championship, and obviously sunburnt Peter Collins and a not so sunburnt Kenny Carter. But does the weather play any important factor in this, Peter, an out-of-season world final?
I don't think so. We've both been here a week to get acclimatised and get over the jet lag and everything, and yeah, have had a bit of sun, and yeah, I think we're all ready now for the meeting.
Kenny, you've ridden here before and you top scored for England and against Australia in a test match. What are your thoughts on the circuit?
Well, I like Liverpool Raceway, and as long as they do as good as they did last year when I come, I'll be happy.
Who do you see as the pairing that's going to perhaps worry you most?
Well, I think there are about 3 other pairs besides us who are all pretty equal. I think the Americans are in with a great chance, the Danes, and the way Billy Sanders has been going, it looks as though he'll be the man to beat for the Australians.
A week ago on concrete in England and back to somewhere around 90 degrees in Australia. It takes a man for all seasons to ride Speedway these days.
Yeah, it's getting hard life these days, you know, flying here and flying there, and you know, I enjoy it.
England has a fine record in the World Pairs. Shares a win record with Sweden. Do you see tonight's meeting as being one that should come quite easily, or is it a very, very difficult meeting?
Well, I think we've got a great chance. I don't know whether we're supposed to be favourites or anything, but I think Kenny and I have got a great chance, and I'd love, if we're equal with Sweden, and I hope we're going to put us ahead.
That'll put you one up, and you'll lead the record of most number of wins.
I hope so.
I'm quite sure that everyone back home in England is wishing you good luck for England in the World Pairs tonight.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
Yes, and our pair regard Dennis Sakalas as the main threat there, but also Billy Sanders of Australia and the other countries taking part are New Zealand, Denmark, Finland and Czechoslovakia. Well, there are 21 heats. Commentary is by Dave Lanning. Let's taste the atmosphere at the Liverpool Raceway and get amongst the riders before we join the action for Heat 5, at which point the favourites America had won their first race, but disappointingly England have been beaten by the Finns in their first outing.
Heat number 5, England versus Australia, and the Englishmen, as you can see, haven't made a very good start, only 2 points from their first ride. So it's Sanders and Guglielmi against Collins and Carter. And again it looks like the Australians and Sanders going through, coming out hard after him is Kenny Carter. Sanders leads it for Australia, they're punching up behind. And it looks like Carter might just have moved through into the lead. Around here at Liverpool, of course, the birthplace of Speedway Australia. This is their first world final. Good turnout and some interesting racing without ever really taking off so far. This is Heat 5 with England, and although it's a bit dark out there and gloomy, looks like Peter Collins up front and partner Carter in third place. So there's Peter Collins. That's done England the world of good, but they've still got a lot of work to do. So this is Heat 6, and it's Finland versus Czechoslovakia. You can see Kai Niemi had a good race win earlier on, and he's in with Ari Koppinen, his brother-in-law, here in Heat 6 against the Czechoslovaks. Niemi will be in the red helmet colour. We'll watch for him. He really did carve up the Englishman first time out. This is Heat 6. Koppinen over here. We have Yuri Stancel for Czechoslovakia, late starter. And into the first corner again, it looks like Niemi and Koppinen going with him on the outside. Stancel's having a double. And once again, it's the Finns, and the Finns might be a surprise package here. Very professional. Both of them ride, of course, in the British League. They've got a terrific understanding, and they really are carving up Heat 6. Koppinen with Birmingham in the British League. It's been a bit disappointing there, really. In second place, Kai Niemi, who was ridden in a couple of World Individual Finals. The Czechs really nowhere in sight here. With 3 points to their credit already. the Finns are certainly still in contention. So that's 5 more points to Finland. And Koponen is their winner, and their chances looking rosier every race. Moving on to Heat 7, and it is Denmark versus the USA. The Americans, a flying start, 5 points from their first outing. Dennis Sigalos and Bobby Schwartz. There's the familiar style of Sigalos, crouching it, waiting for the tapes to go. And it looks like Sigalos has made the start, and Schwartz has gone with him up front as well. And this is an exact repeat of their first outing, with Schwartz going from the inside and Sigalos coming from the outside back in third place there. It looks a bit like Hans Nielsen and Olsen together. But there's no stopping the Americans, and they really mean business in this defence of their World Pairs crown. It was, of course, their first title the Americans had won in 44 years when they took it in Poland last year. That was Schwartz and Bruce Pennell. Subsequently, they went on to win the individual title with Pennell and the World Team Cup. Well, this year they look like doing things in reverse. They've got the Team Cup, they've got the individual title, and they really are making a marvellous job in the defence of their World Pairs title. Sigalos going, look, making signals. It's all so easy. He's taken the high run. Schwartz right in the line, and that's 5 more points from the Americans. And we can but ponder who's going to stop them. Maximum points so far, and the Americans looking really the side to beat. Well, they've had 2 rides apiece. You can see America well clear. Finland in second place. Denmark and England tied on third place. That's the way it stands after 2 rides apiece. Heat 8, this is New Zealand versus England. Larry Ross and Mitch Shearer, the pairing for the Kiwis, and Peter Collins, who has had a much better evening than Kenny Carter. Heat 8, England needing points. They're in joint third place at the moment. The tapes go. It looks like Larry Ross has gone clear for the New Zealanders. Carter is trying hard to go with him. A much better race indeed for England, with the pairing out in front, Carter and Peter Collins. Carter in the lighter coloured helmet, Collins in second place. And the New Zealanders are nowhere inside. And it's fluctuating fortunes, but this is a better one for England. And Collins takes it, and England's chances brightening up perceptibly. So this is Heat 11, and it's the Americans unbeaten so far in against New Zealand, who have got 6 points. There has been nobody to touch the Americans. Normally it's Schwartz from the inside, and Schwartz looks over for Sigalos. Schwartz is away in front. Sigalos is under some pressure there from Larry Ross, and this is better speedway here at Liverpool Raceway. And look at Bobby Schwartz, this great team rider, looking around for his partner. They haven't been beaten yet, and again it is Schwartz in front and signalling to partner Sigalos. Sigalos comes on the outside run. Larry Ross is in third place for New Zealand. So the Americans here really, again, looking so cool, so calm, and almost unbeatable. Their teamwork has been splendid, and their speed has been unquestioned, and it's going to be another 5 points unless something goes very wrong on this last lap. Just 300 metres around here. Sigalos now up in front. Doesn't matter really who takes the checkered flag. They're going to collect 5 points, and they're beginning to celebrate already. The Americans with 3 maximums, and we can but ponder who on earth can stop them. Heat number 12, Australia against the Czechoslovakians. Billy Sanders, by far the most successful of the Australians. Here we go for heat number 12. And Sanders impatient to get on with the action. The takes break. And it is a very, very close call into the corner. Guglielmi's in front. Sanders gets a knock there. And he's back in last place. It is now Guglielmi in front. In second place, it is Drimmel. And where is Sanders? And Sanders has got some work to do here. Guglielmi, and here comes Sanders. And he really nudged Stansel over out of the way there. Standing on precious little ceremony. A ruthless piece of riding from the Australian. Guglielmi looks back, sees it is his partner, Billy Sanders, who took a really bad nudge at the first turn. Nearly went over the perimeter flags, but came really through in the most effective way. Rushed past Yuri Stansel, and now the Australians are well set for maximum points. They've never won this title, of course. England have won it 5 times, including 3 times in consecutive years. And the Swedes have won it 3 times. And Australia take 5 points there, which is very, very welcome to their cause. Heat number 13, and can the English pair possibly contain the unbeaten Americans? Schwartz in grid 2, Sigalos here on the outside, Collins and Carter, of course, the English pairing. The Americans have carved it up at the first corner in every race, and away they go, and they've done it again. They made a flying start. Sigalos in front. Second place is Schwartz and Collins and Carter, are really just trying to pick up the pieces for third place. Look at Sigalos. He's got time to look over his inside shoulder. Bobby Schwartz will cover the inside run, and again it's perfection in team speedway. Sigalos and Schwartz. We thought that Bobby Schwartz had a tremendous understanding with Bruce Pennell, but it's again almost telepathic between these two. And just look at the difference between the USA and England. Sadly, our gallant Northerners are being beaten out of sight. Just Peter Collins, Carter's at the back, and well, it's not the Kenny Carter we have seen all over the world. The Americans, of course, have a great rivalry with Carter, and Sigalos' gesture there may well be to the crowd or may well be to Kenny Carter. They've had some angry words, these two, but there's no mistaking that the Americans are still in front and unbeaten. This is Heat 14, Denmark against Finland, Viking warfare. There's the lineup, and Ari Koponen there was the impatient one, and Nimoy too. We saw just having a nudge up to the gates, up to the start, and then to the first corner, and Koponen got a nudge there, it looked like, and he stopped. Could well have just lost a primary chain. It's Olsen and Nielsen up front, and here comes Kai Niemi to challenge. Olsen in the blue helmet, Nielsen in red, and Niemi will, well, he'll not shilly-shally. Lacking nothing in courage, the Wimbledon dog from Finland. This is Ollie Olsen, Nielsen taking the inside line. This was the pairing that won this crown controversially in Boyens, Denmark in 1979. They haven't quite been so dominant this evening, but they're going well here in Heat 14. Here's Olsen, triple world individual champion, having a swan song here in World Finals and winning Heat 14. They've had 4 rides each, and the Americans are disappearing over the horizon. They're on 20 points, and we have a bit of a battle for the placings. Denmark on 16, Australia 13, and England still in with chances on 12.
Well, they suggested that Sigalos was going to be a threat. He's won all 4 races, America leading by 4 points, and there are 7 heats to go. Some more scores, or some scores, I should say, out of hand. Only one in the first division, though. Stoke 1, Spurs 0. In Division 2, it's Newcastle. In second place, Denmark with 16. Third, Australia with 13. Equal fourth, England and Finland with 12 points. In sixth place, New Zealand with 7 points. And seventh, Czechoslovakia with 4. Let us rejoin Dave Lanning for Heat 15.
Heat 15, and the New Zealanders, who haven't had much luck, have now lost Larry Ross. Phil Hearn comes into their pairing. Phil Hearn, of course, local boy from Sydney, partnering Mitch Shearer here against the Czechoslovakians. Up back go the tapes, and Shearer has gone away. And Hearn, we almost lost there. Dribble's in second place. So it's Shearer in front, the two Czechoslovakians having a battle for second and third placings. And Phil Hearn nowhere, and Phil Hearn almost disappeared over the grass. He's on the grass perimeter. So not much of a world final for the local boy coming in as a reserve for the Kiwis. Mick Shearer left on his own, that won't bother him. He's comfortably in command of each 15. The two Czechs, Stansel and Dribble, of course, both British League residents. Yuri Stansel with Reading and Alice Dribble now with Birmingham. And Sanders, rather Shearer, is going to take each number 15. Left on his own, but he still collects 3 points, but having no support really from partner Larry Ross here in this 1982 World Pairs final. So now it's Australia's turn to try to stop the American steamroller. Can Sanders and Guglielmi, the local lads, get in front or split up the Americans? They're in red and blue here. Zigalos and Schwartz. Away we go into the first corner, and they are weaving and ducking and diving, and it is the Americans who show it. Sanders got a nudge there from Schwartz, and Sanders going hard after them. It's Zigalos and Schwartz, and they switched again. Zigalos on the outside, Schwartz on the inside. Well, the needle's got stuck in the groove here. Here's Zigalos. We look back to see the placings. Zigalos still looking back for partner Schwartz. Bobby Schwartz under no threat from Sanders with Guglielmi at the back. And these Americans really are different class. They've absolutely carved up each first corner. Sanders flourished briefly there, and the showmanship is starting with Dennis Zigalos doing wheelies for the crowd, the mono wheeling. And the Australian crowd who don't like seeing their own boys being hammered, not responding very rapturously to Zigalos and Schwartz, but they're well on their way. Nobody surely is going to stop the Americans now. Still unbeaten, and they really rammed home the message to the Australians on their home soil. Heat 17, England and Denmark, and both of them looking for points if they're going to finish high up in the rankings. Carter has been disappointing. He is in blue here. And it's the England pairing in front. Peter Collins is in front. Carter's in second place. In third place it is Olsen. And this is a little bit better for the Lions. Well, they've been a bit patchy with their form, but this is better with Collins in front. Carter in second place. Carter has been disappointing. We thought we'd see some fireworks from him, but it has been the more experienced partner, Peter Collins here, who has spearheaded England's attack. They're into the last lap here around Liverpool Raceway. And this is going to be maximum points for England, which will be very welcome indeed. Collins wins it. Carter's second. Nick Nielsen just got up on the line. Heat number 18. Kai Niemi and Ari Koponen from Finland. They're on 12 points against Mitch Shearer and Larry Ross, who have 11 points each. Niemi, as always, has been a spoiler. And it is Niemi in front. Koponen is in second place. And Shearer and Koponen are battling for second place here. That's where all the action is. And we hear a machine there which is misfiring. It looks like Ari Koponen with Larry Ross right on his tail. Kai Niemi is in front and untroubled. And Koponen, his partner, has slipped from second to last place. Oh, there's Niemi just controlling. Little wheelie there, must have hit a grippy patch. So this is Kai Niemi, who has shown his world class. Always a spoiler, but he's matched pretty well everybody but the Americans here this evening. He wins it. The New Zealanders go over the line in second and third, so 3 points for Niemi and for Finland. Heat 19, Australia versus Denmark. There is the lineup. And you can see Nielsen with 10 points, the most successful individual rider, Heat 19. And it's Sanders and Guglielmi with coming hard around the outside. It is Nielsen and now Olsen coming into the picture as well. And it's the Australian in front, and oh, that has gone Sanders there. The light has come on. The Australians in terrible trouble. Guglielmi and Sanders clashed, and Sanders it was who hit the dirt. Having a look at it, and it is Guglielmi. Guglielmi clearly to blame, knocks his partner off there. Interesting what the referee will do. He is an Australian, Sam Bass, and it is Guglielmi who's gone out, so Sanders on his own here in the red helmet colour against the Danes. And the Danes, it is in front with Olsen, and look at Sanders go through the gap here. It's terribly, terribly tight. It's Olsen whose experience tells. Sanders is on the inside, and it's still, this is the best race of the night by a long way. Olsen in front. And Nielsen now up on the back wheel on the Billy Sanders. This is Heat 19, and really the best racing has come late in this World Pairs final. And Nielsen in third place, just regaining control after momentarily hitting a slick patch. And Olsen, the old campaigner, who says this is his last World Final, although he will be riding another domestic season with Coventry. When the going got really tough there, it was his experience that told. He went clear, and it looks like he's going to win Heat 19. So Heat 20 with England on 17 points, looking desperately for a good result here against the Czechoslovakians. And away we go, and it is the England pairing that show in front, Carter and Collins. Collins on the outside, Kenny Carter on the inside. In third place there, it is Stansel. But these points for England could push them up into the first three. Collins, who many thought may be past his best, and may not have been the ideal partner for Carter, who is the undisputed English #1. But PC has looked very, very lively indeed. Used to Australian conditions, of course. Time to look back. His gating has looked pretty sharp. And, well, he certainly hasn't let the old country down. Here's Collins. Getting a bit gloomy out there. Over the line. That's PC, the winner, and Carter in second place. 5 points. The last heat, and really it's just a question of can the Americans go through the card unbeaten. Schwartz and Sigalos have never looked under any threat at all. They're in against the Finns. Kainimi is the danger here because he has been a very pugnacious performer. Heat 21, the last one. The Americans surely will anchor it here. And up to the corner. Oh, it is Schwartz and Niemi trying to split them up. And Niemi boldly challenging them round the outside. And the Americans struck him off there as they hit the pit corner. It is Schwartz in front and Sigalos in second place. And Boogaloo Bobby gave Kai Niemi the Boogaloo shuffle there when he challenged on lap one. And we can but stand back and applaud the Americans, who look certain now to defend their World Pairs crown undefeated, and that's a marvellous, marvellous record. They won the World Individual Crown through Bruce Pennell in their own backyard in Los Angeles. They took the World Team Cup in White City, London, and now they've gone down under to Australia to retain their World Pairs crown in the most masterful style. And who can deny that they are the rightful masters of World Speedway? The Americans, Sigalos and Schwartz, regained their title. and they have done it in such a way that nobody can doubt that the Americans at this moment absolutely are the world's best.
Yes, a maximum for America, retaining their trophy with a total of 30 points. In second place, England with 22. Third, Denmark with 21. Sharing fourth place, Finland and Australia with 16 points each. And sixth place, New Zealand 13. And in seventh